We're skipping the warm-up today because the operational data we are looking at demands immediate attention. I'm handing it straight over to the analytics.
Right, because when a local competitor closes their doors for retooling, equipment upgrades, or even just routine maintenance, it is not just a temporary bump in your quarterly revenue.
No, it's not.
It is a 6-week growth surge audition.
An audition.
Exactly. You have to understand, you are not just selling machine cycles during this brief window. You are auditioning for a permanent, recurring role in that customer's weekly routine.
Wow.
The core metric you have to lock in on right away is this. Your goal is to convert exactly 20% of this overflow traffic into permanent weekly regulars.
20%.
Yes, 20%. And you achieve that by overcoming what we call the convenience factor.
Which is usually just their physical distance to home.
Right. You overcome that with a heavily engineered experience factor. You have to make that extra travel time completely irrelevant to them.
Okay, let's unpack this, because if you are listening to this, you are treating your business as a serious, scalable asset, not a hobby.
Absolutely.
Consider today's session the audio lab for your project. Our entire mission for this deep dive is to help you permanently move away from what we call manual grit.
Yeah, manual grit is the enemy here.
It really is. If you're relying on your gut feeling, if you are physically sweeping the floors yourself, if you're constantly reacting to broken belts and leaking valves as they happen, that is manual grit.
And we are leaving that behind today.
We are leaving that behind because to figure out how to do this, we are looking at a really fascinating stack of sources today. System blueprints, hardware spec sheets, and proprietary case studies written by Nicholas J. Gomez.
The lead strategist.
Right, the lead strategist, who we refer to as the precision laundry architect. He has systematically documented the blueprint to build a precision laundry architecture using AI-driven data analysis.
And what is truly vital for you to understand here is that absolutely none of this is purely theoretical.
Not at all.
Everything we're discussing today has been rigorously tested in a specific physical environment known as the lab.
Exactly. The lab is Super Kleen Laundry. It is a high-tech, professionally managed facility located in the rural and semi-rural market of Lake City, Michigan.
Yep, Lake City.
Now, I was looking at the geographical data in these case studies, and it seems this location was chosen very deliberately. The nearest competitor is over 15 miles away.
That's right.
Why is that isolation so important for these experiments?
Well, that geographical isolation is the key to clean data.
Clean data.
Yeah. In a highly dense urban market, foot traffic can fluctuate based on a dozen unpredictable variables.
Like a parade or construction.
Right, a parade, transit changes, whatever. But in Lake City, the variables are isolated. When we talk about these scenarios today, we are looking at validated physical results from the floor of Super Kleen.
Oh, no guesswork.
Zero guesswork. We know the exact cause and effect of every operational change.
So a quick tone check for you as we dive into this data. This discussion is going to be strictly professional, highly technical, and completely efficiency-obsessed.
As it should be.
The ultimate goal we're driving toward today is how you can scale your operations and achieve true financial freedom with a strict non-negotiable limit of only 10 hours of owner input per week.
10 hours max.
No generic fluff, just the precision blueprint. So let's look at scenario 1 from the blueprints. The growth surge playbook. The competitor goes offline, customers flood in. What is step 1?
It begins with phase 1, which is data capture. The architecture also calls this the handshake.
The handshake.
Yeah. There is a hard, unbreakable rule in this playbook. You absolutely cannot market to anonymous users.
You just can't do it.
No. When that surge of new foot traffic hits your facility, every single visitor must be converted from an anonymous user to a known, trackable customer.
I noticed in the tech specs that the primary solution to this is something called a Wi-Fi Squeeze Page.
Yes.
Because everyone wants free high-speed internet while they wait for their clothes.
Of course they do.
But to access the network at this facility, the customer is required to input their phone number. Is that the only way they are capturing data?
The digital gatekeeper is really just the first net. You pair that Wi-Fi Squeeze Page with your physical staff.
Okay.
Your attendants must be meticulously trained to prioritize helping users register those phone numbers on your physical kiosks or directly within your custom app.
Getting that number is everything.
It is, because once you have that phone number, you unlock the architecture. You gain the ability to send machine-done alerts, digital coupons, and crucially, you can start tracking their specific habit patterns.
Which brings us to the staff themselves. In reading through these case studies, it's clear that in a precision laundry architecture, Your staff are not just attendants wiping down folding tables.
No, they're completely redefined.
Right, redefined as experienced concierges, and they have very specific interaction scripts.
Very specific.
One that stood out to me is called the Freedom Offer.
How exactly does a concierge deliver this? So, the Freedom Offer is a service-first approach to data capture. When a new customer walks in, the concierge greets them, gives them a quick guided tour of the high-capacity machines to orient them, and then delivers a very specific line.
What's the line?
They say, "Since you're new here, if you don't want to hang out while your clothes wash, I can actually text you the moment your machines are done. What's a good number for you?"
That is incredibly smooth. You are framing data collection as a premium service.
Exactly. It doesn't feel like a transaction.
But I saw another script in the notes called the competitor bag swap. That sounds incredibly aggressive. How does that actually work on the floor?
It is a masterclass in brand replacement.
Brand replacement.
Yeah, the concierge is trained to visually scan for the competitor's laundry bag. When they spot one, they walk right up and say, "I noticed you've got a competitor's bag. We're doing a new neighbor bag swap today.
Oh, wow.
I'll trade you that bag for one of our reinforced welcome kits for free. Plus, I'll add an extra $5 in wash credit to your account right now."
That is brilliantly devious. You are literally paying them to throw the competitor's marketing in the trash.
Literally, yes.
The welcome kit includes your branded bag, a fridge magnet with your contact info, detergent samples. You become the new visual default in their living space.
You take over their laundry routine.
But let me play devil's advocate here for a second. You are giving away a free reinforced bag plus a $5 wash credit.
Right.
And I also read about the family connection tactic, where if they have kids, the concierge gives the child a junior laundry assistant bonus.
Yes, the arcade credit.
Right, which is another $5 credit for the arcade games. How does giving away $5 here and $5 there plus inventory help them hit that 20% conversion goal without completely tanking their profit margins?
That is the difference between manual grit and a profitability mindset. You have to look at customer acquisition cost, or CAC versus lifetime value, or LTV.
CAC versus LTV.
A manual operator looks at that interaction and says, "I just lost $12.
Right, they see the immediate loss.
Yeah. Exactly. The precision architect looks at the data and realizes that a weekly regular might spend over $1,000 a year at the facility.
$1,000.
Spending $12 once to permanently acquire a $1,000 recurring revenue stream while simultaneously removing the competitor's physical branding from their home is an incredible return on investment.
That makes perfect sense when you look at the long game. And that long game is mapped out in phase 3 and 4. Differentiation and boomerang retargeting.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, by the time that competitor reopens their doors 6 weeks later, you have already established a completely different tier of service.
You know their kids' names.
Your magnet is on their fridge, and crucially, you know their schedule.
The schedule, yes.
The schedule is everything. During that initial visit, the concierge casually asks, "Is Tuesday usually your laundry day?" And they log it into the system.
And that triggers phase 4.
Yes. The very moment the local competitor reopens, Super Kleen's architecture launches automated SMS sequences. 24 hours before that customer's stated laundry day, they receive a text.
Just a casual reminder.
Saying, "Thinking about laundry tomorrow, remember we have the arcade ready. See you soon."
And if they miss a week?
If the data shows they missed their usual window, the system automatically triggers a "We Miss You" sequence, offering a $3 wash credit to help them tackle the laundry mountain.
It's proactive retention.
Highly proactive.
But to execute all of this, without the physical facility breaking down under the volume, the blueprints outline an emergency spike checklist.
You have to be ready.
You must proactively add one extra staff member during peak hours dedicated solely to data capture.
Right.
You need a 24-hour maintenance turnaround on all machines, and that crucially includes the arcade games. Because if the kids are bored, the parents do not come back.
The kids dictate the schedule.
They really do. You also need to ensure you have 50-plus branded bags and welcome kits in stock at all times.
That level of preparation is how you hit the 20% conversion metric. But capturing the customer is only the front-facing part of the architecture.
Right.
The front of house can be booming, but if you don't control the back end, you aren't actually scaling.
Okay, so you've captured the customer and the facility is packed. But if an owner is strictly limiting themselves to 10 hours of work a week, which is the ultimate goal here.
Yes, 10 hours.
Who is watching the utility bills when all those machines are suddenly running nonstop?
Exactly.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's get into scenario 2. core technical concepts, and AI data analysis.
The foundational metric for facility health in this model is efficiency per cycle, or EPC.
EPs.
In a manual grit operation, the owner waits until the end of the month, opens the mail, looks at the water, gas, and electric bills, compares it to the total revenue, and simply hopes there is a decent margin left over.
Because the old way is entirely reactive?
Entirely reactive. It is post-mortem analysis. In a precision architecture, you are utilizing AI to calculate the exact fraction of a cent utility cost of a single machine turn against the revenue of that specific cycle in real time.
To achieve that, the case studies detail the use of AI-driven cost filters. How does a cost filter actually work in practice?
A cost filter is an analytical layer that constantly sifts through raw utility data to spot what Gomez calls unproductive consumption.
Unproductive consumption.
Unproductive consumption is any utility usage, water, gas, or electricity, that is occurring without a corresponding paid machine cycle in the point-of-sale system.
Give me an example of that. What does the AI actually catch that a human operator sweeping the floors wouldn't?
Okay, let's say a water valve on one of the washing machines is slightly stuck, and it's quietly dripping hot water down the drain 24 hours a day.
Just a tiny drip.
Right? A manual operator might not notice that tiny drip, and they certainly wouldn't realize the cost until the massive water and heating bill arrives 30 days later.
Which is too late.
Way too late. But the AI cost filter is constantly comparing the real-time utility flow against the point-of-sale system. If water is moving through the pipes, but a machine hasn't been paid to turn, the AI flags that leakage immediately.
That is incredible. And once you have that level of microdata, the notes say you can start optimizing your magic variable.
The magic variables, yes.
These are the small, highly technical adjustments that protect your profit per cycle, like adjusting water temperature curves or tweaking chemical ratios. The blueprint also mentions making kerf-equivalent adjustments in your cycle times. Hold on, kerf. Like in woodworking, the sawdust left behind by the blade.
Precisely. In woodworking, the kerf is the tiny amount of material you lose to the cut of the saw.
Okay.
In a laundromat, your sawdust is that micro gap between your labor and utility costs and your automated profit. Shaving 10 seconds off a fill cycle or dropping the default hot water temperature by just 2 degrees might only save a fraction of a cent per turn.
But when you multiply that fraction of a cent by 10,000 machine turns a month across the entire facility, that magic variable optimization literally pays for your commercial insurance policy.
It does. It adds up fast.
Yeah.
But those variables are entirely useless if your business suffers from system latency.
System latency.
System latency is the time delay between a problem occurring on the floor, like that dripping valve, and your system detecting it, reporting it, and documenting a solution.
So a delay in the fix.
The entire goal of applying AI in this environment is to reduce system latency to absolute zero.
So to reduce that system latency to zero, you clearly need the right gear. Which brings us to scenario 3, the actual machine and digital architecture of Super Kleen.
The hardware.
I was looking at the physical hardware spec sheets for this testing ground, and the footprint is highly intentional. They keep 4 standard 18-pound top loaders.
Okay.
But the rest of the fleet is made up of massive front-load washers. 8 20-pounders, 3 40-pounders, 3 60-pounders, and 1 giant 80-pound machine. Why keep the old-school top loaders at all if you're building a futuristic high-efficiency lab?
That is a great observation. Those top loaders are kept specifically for what they call washer library experiments.
Oh, a control group.
Exactly. You need a control group. By keeping a few traditional machines, they can constantly test baselines against traditional consumer expectations, measuring exactly how much more efficient the heavy-duty front loaders are in real time.
Smart.
And for drying, they use Dexter pocket dryers alongside massive 75-pound Speed Queen high-efficiency dryers.
And I noticed a huge emphasis in the blueprints on the SpiderWash credit card readers. They put those readers on absolutely every single dryer and the vast majority of the washers. Why this strict mandate on the card readers?
Because you cannot have an AI track your exact revenue per cycle or monitor your efficiency per cycle if people are pumping untraceable quarters into the machines.
Quarters are the enemy of data.
Quarters create system latency. Digital payments create instant, actionable data streams.
Makes total sense. You need the digital tracking to feed the software stack. And this digital architecture is really the secret sauce that allows the owner to operate the facility on just 10 hours of weekly input.
The tech stack is everything.
Let's break down that tech stack. First up is phone management. They use an AI phone receptionist named Bella from a company called Allo.
Bella is a massive time saver.
I bet.
The AI handles capturing commercial accounts, it answers repetitive customer questions about services and hours, it places orders, and it provides 24/7 customer service.
Never having to answer a "what time do you close" phone call again sounds like a dream for an owner. But what about the actual physical operations and revenue tracking?
For that, they rely on Clean Cloud as their central point-of-sale system. Clean Cloud tracks every single machine turn and interfaces directly with the data analysis filters.
And for admin tasks?
For general administration, they utilize Google Workspace for documents, and Google Keep acts as their central task management hub. They refer to it as the architect's task list.
And I love this part for deep research and generating these exact strategies we were talking about. They use Notebook LM as their creative lab.
Yes, the creative lab.
It acts as an AI research assistant, synthesizing all this raw data into actionable insights. Then, internal communications and human resources are handled seamlessly through the Homebase app for payroll and scheduling.
Combined with Amazon Alexa devices on the floor.
Right, for instant remote announcements to the staff.
But perhaps the most critical piece of this entire digital architecture is how they handle human capital.
Firing process.
To run a fully automated low-latency system, you need staff who actually understand the system. You cannot just hire anyone off the street.
No.
Super Kleen uses scoreapp.com to strictly pre-qualify their laundry specialists before a resume is even reviewed.
The blueprints show they hire based on 4 non-negotiable pillars. Pillar 1 is digital fluency. They need tech-savvy people who can actually troubleshoot the point of sale of the apps in the kiosks.
Essential.
Pillar 2 is integrity and culture, serving as a filter against chaos. Pillar 3 is reliability and logistics, ensuring they actually show up and manage the physical environment.
Right.
And Pillar 4 is a profitability mindset. I get the first 3, but how do you pre-qualify an entry-level applicant for a profitability mindset?
Through scenario-based filtering questions on the Score app. You don't ask them if they want to make the company money. You ask them how they would react to a specific problem.
Like what?
Like a customer asking for a refund on a machine that didn't spin. You are looking for solution specialists who understand that their job is to protect the efficiency per cycle and retain the customer, not just fold shirts and sweep floors.
That's just the whole dynamic.
It does. If you step back and look at that complete integration, the AI handling the phones, Clean Cloud tracking the revenue, AI cost filters monitoring the utilities, and Score app vetting the exact type of human needed to oversee the physical space, you can see precisely how the 10-hour work week is achieved.
It is an entirely systematized ecosystem.
Entirely.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? It means that building a precision laundry architecture is about entirely eliminating system latency.
Yes.
It is about discarding the old-school manual grit of constantly reacting to your business and instead aiming for 100% hands-off management through AI-driven standard operating procedures. You let the physical machines do the washing, and you let the AI do the managing.
And this raises a crucial, slightly different angle for you to consider as we wrap up today.
What's that?
We have spent this deep dive talking about AI managing the machines, tracking the hidden utility costs, and handling customer text messages. But as AI agents like Bella get more sophisticated, we have to ask, how long until the AI isn't just taking inbound customer service calls, but actively making outbound calls?
Oh, wow. Outbound sales.
Imagine an AI agent that automatically negotiates commercial laundry contracts with local hotels, spas, or restaurants on your behalf while you sleep. The technology is practically there.
It really is.
The real question is, how ready is your business foundation for that level of autonomous growth?
That is exactly the mindset shift we are aiming for. Automation isn't just about saving time. It is about building a foundation that can scale without you. If you want to pull the exact AI prompts used to generate these scenarios, or if you want to read the full detailed case studies from the lab for yourself, you need to visit aiforlaundromats.org.
Highly recommend it.
And make absolutely sure you subscribe to the Lowdown newsletter so you receive your technical briefing every single Monday. Until next time, stop putting out fires and start building your architecture. This has been the Audio Lab for the project.